Did we,
Is that how you
did we have to wear a hard hat?
I'm gonna go with no.
Okay.
Probably, but no.
Okay.
No, do we?
No.
Okay.
We never wear hard hats, man.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Moving on.
Okay.
Okay.
As long as you're okay with it.
All right, we rolling, Rudy?
Yeah.
All right, let's get this thing going.
Did you bring your acoustic design hard hat?
No, it's on display at my office.
His is
No,
a
this
trophy.
would've been a good,
Yeah, mine's
I
a
know,
trophy.
right? I
His
know.
doesn't
I've
have
seen
any-
you do little videos at your desk with it on. I love
Yeah,
it.
every once in a while. You like
love
that?
It. That's fun.
Is the mic on, Rudy?
Yeah, son.
Can you actually hear me?
Yeah.
All right, so guys, we're here actually in the southwest of the Las Vegas Valley right now, and we are meeting up with Chris, which is the owner of Acoustic Design System, and basically they just got done specking out this home. They're actually going through the stage of pre-wiring right now, and it's gonna be a pretty dope house. I mean, they got like a golf simulator. I mean, there's so much to this house. Basically, I'm gonna show you guys exactly what's going on. So right now what we're doing is actually getting ready to start the film. How do I look, Rudy? Do I look good?
You look like a TV host, man.
I look like a TV host?
Like you're about to get your host on.
About to get my hose on.
You're about to get your host on. Transforming into
Yeah.
Chakits 2.0.
You know, that's how we do it.
Gotta get the shoes, man.
Oh yeah, you got the shoes?
The Air Max 90s.
Yeah, you know how we do it.
Match your truck.
This is the only part I don't like about this mic. It's just very hard. Maybe right about there. I guess I'm gonna have to just do it like this.
Yeah, just tuck him back.
Yeah. Then we're gonna just roll this up like this. Okay. How does that look, Rudy? Do I look good?
There. Like you got the news channel, man. About to go snitch on people.
Okay. Is Chris's mic on? Can you hear me?
Say something in there.
Let's
Something
see.
in it.
That's a good idea.
The little blue lights on.
Yeah, blue lights. All right, look at this. How's about we put it?
I'm gonna go down here. Does this help you?
I should jump on one of these crates.
Yeah.
So guys, this is actually Chris right here. As you can see how tall he is.
Hello, everybody.
Good looking dude. Let me just try to get up more of the.
There we go. There we go.
There you go.
Before we get into this, can you just explain to me about your company real quick?
Sure. We are a full-service, low-voltage contractor in Nevada, in Las Vegas, primarily in Henderson. We do audio, video, networking, cameras, surveillance systems, alarm systems, acoustic paneling, automation control. We do access control for businesses. Any kind of cool technology stuff that you want in your home to make your home a real smart home, we handle all of that.
So basically what he's saying is that just from your iPhone, you can literally control everything to your house, from the blinds to the music to the lighting, anything that you can think of. Is that correct?
100% correct. You said it way better than I did.
Make it very simple.
You want a job?
Maybe we'll talk about that. All right, so let's talk about this project that you guys are working
Sure.
on, because you guys are adding all the bells and whistles to this project.
Absolutely,
right?
yes. This house is getting a lot. It has full centralized distributed audio video for the entire home.
Okay.
What that means is there is a central location for all of the electronics, all of the cable boxes, amplifiers, surround sound receivers, all the stuff that makes a house work in one central location, and then all of that is distributed out throughout the rest of the home. So you can be on your smartphone, and if you want to listen to music in the kitchen, you just turn on the music in the kitchen. You can share that same music in the garage, in the backyard, in the master bedroom, in any combination. So I could be in the kitchen listening to Spotify while someone else is in the bedroom listening to Pandora or cable music, or fill in the blank of the kind of music or the content that you want to listen to.
So take me inside and show me exactly what you are doing to this project right
Sure,
here.
of course. So coming up to the front door,
Okay.
There are cameras, if you could see, all over the entire outside of the house. All of these blue boxes with green wire in it are all surveillance camera locations. This house, I believe, has 14 different camera locations. There isn't a spot around this house you could go and not be caught by camera.
So let's talk about camera systems
Sure.
real quick. Are we doing DVR for this customer, or is this going to go like third-party companies?
It's going to be an NVR, so
Okay.
it's a network video recorder because these are all network IP cameras.
Okay.
A DVR is a digital video recorder for more analog style cameras. So it's a higher end 4K cameras, be able to see the entire outside of the house, and it's all records to a hard drive that'll be in the rack in the home as well.
So what's the difference between being recorded to a hard drive versus having a third-party company to monitor everything?
So there are a lot of companies that allow you to record to a cloud. There's typically a monthly service that comes along with that cloud storage for all of your recordings. When you own the equipment yourself, there's no monthly charge for that. It all resides on hard drives in the server in your own rack.
So if I was a customer, how do I know to go with this route versus this route?
There's just different ways to do technology based on the home and the point of the construction of the home. If you're building a new construction home and you have the ability to run wires throughout the home back to a central NVR to record all the or record all the footage, best option you possibly have.
Okay.
If you have an older style home or you don't have the ability to run wires through a home that's already finished, IP cameras that are wireless that record to cloud storage are typically a better and less expensive option to go with.
Okay, so as we walk in, what else do we have here?
So right here, this will be the main porte cochere where everyone comes in, rings the doorbell. There will be a door station right here with a keypad. So the either guests can either ring the doorbell or type in a code. There'll be a cage, a gate right here to not be able to get past the courtyard. When you push this doorbell, it rings on all the speakers in the house, rings on your phone while you're away from the house. You're able to go on your phone, talk to the person that's at the front door, and also hit a button to open this gate for them. It'll open an electronic latch that opens the gate for them.
And I believe also you can do a one-day code too on this too as well, right?
Yeah, we could do lots of codes and codes based on for individual people and times of day that they're allowed. So let's say you have a cleaning lady that always comes on Saturday from 8 to 5. You can have a code in here that only works on Saturdays from 8 to 5 for her. And when she types that in, it opens. When on another day, she types it in, nothing will happen.
So do we have anything with like a retina display where you walk up yet?
No, because everyone has to go in different heights and no, none of that. There are a lot of different biometric sensors like that. Fingerprint scanners, retina scanners, all of those type of things. This is just the most tried and true technology to make it work pretty easily.
So if I came to you guys, is that an option that I could actually put in here?
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, cool. See, there you go. Yeah. All right, what else do we got here?
Sure. So coming to the front courtyard, there is a windstorm blew a bunch of plastic down. There's a pair of speakers here on the patio. So these are pre-construction rings. During construction, these round rings go into the ceilings. We'll take them out later once the drywall and stucco and everything is complete, pop a speaker in place.
So I like the fact that the way this is wired, this is surround sounds throughout the house, right?
It's distributed audio.
So, which means that you can control one side to another side, correct?
You could have distributed audio is listening to stereo style music in different areas of the home. Surround sound is like a home theater movie room in your home.
Got it.
So distributed audio.
Distributed audio.
So you can
remember that.
We do this. We add speakers all over the house. The more, the better in most cases, because you don't want to have to turn one speaker up really loud to hear it everywhere. If you distribute the speakers more evenly throughout the house, you can keep everything at a lower volume level and hear it everywhere really well.
Now, are you also doing this like on the outside too as well?
Everywhere around the entire house. So there'll be the patio cover in the back of the house, the patio cover on the side of the house, and the entire landscaping will be covered with speakers as well, for the exact same reason. You just want to turn on a low volume, hear it everywhere without having to crank it one place where it's too loud.
Now, what about the sound? Because I know sound like travels a certain distance. So if you have this, is there like a certain areas where you'll put this so that way you'll have the consistent sound throughout the house?
Sure.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
So when you walk through a casino, you constantly hear the same sound?
So we look at sound the way that most people would look at lighting. You don't put a single light in a room and hope that you have even coverage of light in the entire room. You fill the whole house with lighting cans and it gives you a really good coverage of light everywhere. Sound works the exact same way. If you just put one speaker, like I was saying, you have to turn it up full blast to hear it everywhere. We put lots and lots of speakers throughout areas so that when you're walking through the home, it's all exactly the same volume level everywhere you go.
Nice. Cool. Also, I noticed you got another camera right there, right?
Another camera there. Again, there's not a place you could go to around this entire house without being seen on camera.
So whoever lives here is going to be 100% protected.
Yes, this person, security was a really big concern for there. So there's going to be a full security system, typical security system on all the doors and windows for the house, along with surveillance cameras around the entire house as well. All be event-based, so you'll get messages on your phone if certain events happen on the camera. So if there's motion in your yard, something like that, it'll send you an alert. You can then go look to see what's going on at your house.
So where are we at right here?
This is going to be a home office.
Okay.
So home office, this kind of defined space right here. I know the customer has, the homeowner has some plans of building some walls, some really nice decorative walls here to kind of define this space. And then we've put in for a television, which is going to be an artwork television on the wall right here. So it looks like a piece of art when it's off and a television when it's on. And then if you look in the ceiling here, we use these real cool small aperture speakers. Those are a 4-inch reveal speaker grill, so it'll match the light cans that are going in the house.
Oh, beautiful.
So you don't have a small light can and then a real big speaker on the ceiling. And there's 4 in this room, along with a dual 6.5-inch subwoofer in the ceiling. This homeowner really cares about bass, and the only way to do that, the only way to do that in distributed audio is to put a subwoofer in the room somewhere.
Okay.
One of our partners, Origin Acoustics, has these really cool in-ceiling subwoofers with a pipe that comes down with the same 4-inch reveal as the rest of the speaker, so everything matches and looks really good.
Wow, I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, me too. And we did that same style speaker system in all of the main sitting rooms of the house. So this is going to be a lounge kind of wine whiskey room for the customer. We did the same thing. There are 4 speakers in this room along with a dual 6.5-inch sub in the ceiling. And then we've got wired for televisions on both sides of the room. They wanted to be able to sit and have friends over and watch a sporting event and not have to turn around to look at a TV.
That's actually a pretty good idea. Think about it, because if you have a couch here, you can just look this way and this way.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right, what else do we have?
So moving through here, I guess another thing in this room here, we have pre-wire above the windows here for shades. This house will have automatic roller shades going down of all the windows. Important because this is the eastern sky over here, which is a beautiful view of the Las Vegas mountains this morning.
Okay.
The sun will be coming in these windows during the day. They'll probably have some nice rugs and furniture and whatnot. You don't want that sun hitting those things. So there will be automatic 3 panels of shades, one for each panel of glass, that as the sun comes up in the sky during the day, these shades will automatically go up to reveal the backyard once the sun stops coming into the room.
And you have the option to control it anytime that you choose.
Each individual shade, yeah, exactly. You can, if you want to go outside if you want to have them up when the sun's rising, you hit a button, everything comes up.
Cool.
Moving through the house, we have the kitchen over here. Kitchen, same as these other 2 rooms. We got 4 speakers in the ceiling along with another dual 6.5-inch subwoofer. I think this house has 11 subwoofers going into it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, lots and lots of bass.
Okay.
And then there'll be another TV in this room with the refrigerator setup that'll be built into this wall right over here.
Nice. Do you know what kind of refrigerators get added here?
It's all Wolf appliances, so there'll be sub-zero refrigerators.
Okay, nice. All right. And this is the main living.
Main living family room. So this was where they wanted to have a movie theater in their home. It's very difficult in a lot of homes nowadays to have a real dedicated movie theater when you have a big wide open space like this. So we do the best we can with different technologies and signal processing to make this room sound amazing. This is going to be a 7.2.2 Atmos surround system.
What does that mean?
You don't just know that?
No.
So 7 speakers are your left, center, right, and then 4 surround speakers is 7. 0.2 is your subwoofers. There are 2 13.5-inch subwoofers built into the front wall, and then the second 0.2 is Atmos channels. There are 2 front high speakers in the ceiling as well. So when, let's say, a plane or a missile takes off over you and flies over your head on the screen, you hear it go from the main front speakers through the front high speakers, through your rear speakers, and out of the room. So it really envelops you into the action.
So what about like soundproofing this? Is this going to be some sort of like soundproofing the walls or anything like that? Or?
Every room or every single wall, internal and external in this house, will be insulated, which will help a lot with sound transmission through the house. And then a lot of big heavy furniture and rugs help absorb all that sound as well.
Okay, cool.
It'd be ideal to have a big enclosed room with acoustic panels and heavy curtains and all that. It just isn't realistic in most living room environments.
Now I want to go back into the kitchen here
Sure,
because I remember when we toured your property, right?
Yep.
There's a couple things that you can do with the kitchen. Can you kind of explain the items and the things that you can actually do as far as like system integrations?
Sure, there'll be, so all of the appliances in this house will all be connected appliances. So all of the Wolf range, the Wolf cooktop, the Cove dishwasher, the Sub-Zero refrigerators all have internal connectivity in them. So they'll be part of the network system for the house as well, so that if you're away and you want to preheat your oven, you'll be able to do all of that. You'll be able to hit a cooking button that's part of the lighting control and automation system for the house.
Yeah.
That'll do anything you want it to do. Meaning, let's say your cooking button, you always preheat the stove to 350. You always check the thermostat in the refrigerator. Blah blah blah. You can hit one button, stove will come on, lighting comes on in a specific scene, TV or music comes on, any combination like that.
Oh wow, that's kind of crazy. Don't you think, Rudy?
That's super crazy.
Well, let me ask you this: why would somebody want to do something like that, like preheat the oven on their way home or something like that?
Maybe they're pressed for time. Maybe it's a long day and you don't want to have to wait the extra 10 minutes. Maybe you just want to throw in some leftovers, but you need the oven warm first and you've had a rough day and you just want to make it easy on yourself. Hit an app on your phone, you get home, it's warm, throw your food in, sit down and enjoy a movie.
Convenience.
So here's the thing. You don't really need it, but here's the thing. You might as well just get it.
Yeah, just
show off to your friends. Hey, look what I got, guys.
The thing is, the products all have this as part of it nowadays. So it's really hard to buy many electrical devices, stoves, any kind of appliances, dishwashers, washing machines, dryers. They don't have connected technology built into them for this exact reason. Everything is going to be connected onto apps and everything is controllable remotely or while you're at the home.
So you have all these different systems, which they probably have their own apps. How do you integrate it to like one system?
Sure.
Is there like one system to connect everything?
Yeah, some devices don't tie into a control system. Most do. The main three out there are Control4, Savant, and Crestron. They will connect to just about every single device. They have what's called drivers for different devices. So let's say you want to add your Wolf cooktop to it. There would have to be a Wolf driver in the control system software to add to it, and then it talks to it natively.
Oh, wow. Home automated system, as far as like, what was it called where you can chat and talk?
Voice control?
Yeah, voice control, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Sure.
Does this home have voice control?
This home will also have voice control. We'll be using Josh AI in this home.
That's what it is, Josh AI.
It's a more integrator channel type of a voice control system versus, let's call it Amazon Alexa or the Google Assistant. This is made more specifically for integrators like our company that tie a little bit better to the control system of the home and is a lot more customizable than some of those other IoT type systems like the Alexa or the Google. We can have the house do a lot more and it'll learn how you speak and do the commands based on how you speak as opposed to a very specific set of commands every time.
Okay, that's cool. And how many do you need to install in home? Do you have that like in every single room or?
So it is important to have one in every single room.
Yeah.
You don't need one in every room, but it's important to have one in every room because the system understands what room you're in at that point. And you could say, okay, Josh, turn on music for me. And it knows you're in the kitchen as opposed to having to say, okay, Josh, turn on music in the kitchen. It understands which room it's tied to and which microphone is picking up your voice more clearly and closer. These two in-wall subwoofers, want to draw attention to these things.
Okay.
These are 13.5-inch dual subwoofers in the walls. This little point right here is the only contact point once the sub is complete. For the house. This will be floating in between the stud cavities. The speaker and the grill will be floating between the wall and the speaker. That stops all resonance of sound going throughout the house also.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, love that engineering.
Fantastic sounding speakers.
Wow. So what's going to be in the front here? Is this just drywall up? What is this going to look like?
This whole wall will be completely drywalled.
Okay.
They will drywall up to this square right here. And then once drywall, paint, texture, everything is complete, we pull off this this board and we put the speaker and everything else in there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So also a big plan for this wall right here, the customer again wanted to build a bit of more of a movie experience, so there'll be a 100-inch TV going on this wall. The new Sony 100-inch TV is a pretty rad 4K TV. It goes from about this stud here to this stud here to make for a really immersive experience while you're watching a movie.
Wow, 100-inch.
Yep. And then,
100-inch.
yeah, it's more like this side.
Yeah, exactly. It's like this compared to
And then we also, again, in this room, we've got wiring for shades over all the panels of glass for the same reason, just protect the house from the sun. Coming back here, we've got the equipment rack is over here, and then the bedroom side of the house over here. So
let's take a look at this equipment.
Sure.
I think this is important.
There's a lot.
Wow, this is very clean.
Yes.
Normally it's not organized. Take a look at this, Rudy. Every time I go to a construction site, it does not look like this.
Yeah.
Good job, guys. So I'm going to say it's great. So, I mean, what is all this wire and what's the purpose of this room right here?
Sure. This is the main heart of the home. This is where all of the speakers, located throughout the home, all of the subwoofers, the wiring that needs to go to that big 100-inch TV, the wires that go to those subwoofers, the wires that go to all the cameras, the wires that go to all the shade locations. Every bit of that head ends back in this room right here.
So this is just the brains of everything.
Yeah, there will be a 7-foot tall equipment rack in this room that houses all of the different electronics that control each of the systems. All of these wires will lace into that equipment rack to make everything in the house work.
Also, I noticed that you have a fan here.
Yes, sir.
Why do you have a fan in here and why is that important?
Because electronics create heat, and heat is the #1 enemy to electronics.
Okay.
So we have an exhaust fan in the ceiling that ducts back into the house, so that doesn't change the pressure of the house. That's a big deal also, is eliminating dust from being sucked into the house. If we were just to pull the air out of here and put it outside, air has to come back in from somewhere, which is usually cracks and dust and dirt get in the house. We vent it back into an exterior or adjacent room. We need to keep this equipment cool. So the equipment rack will have fans built into the top of the equipment rack. It'll suck all the heat through the rack, out of the rack, up to the ceiling, where that will pull it out of the room to keep the room nice and cool.
Now, with all this technology, which is great, you're going to need some sort of internet and some sort of bandwidth. So you can't just get something that's standard, right? So
Correct.
What do you recommend with somebody that has something like this? I mean,
so all of the actual work, all of the actual equipment will work on a lower band internet coming into the home because it's relying on the intranet inside of the home for all of the devices to talk to other. But this is going to have a lot of streaming services. So all of your streaming music services, all of your Netflix and Disney Plus and Apple TV and everything else where you're streaming video requires a lot of bandwidth. This house will have fiber. So we have this Smurf tube right here that goes to the side of the house. So the cable company will be able to pull fiber through that into this box to put their fiber node, so it'll have the fastest internet available.
got it. Nice. Cool.
The master bedroom down this way, again, this customer really cares about watching TV, watching movies. So there's another 5.1 surround system in here, as opposed to the larger 7.2.2 in the other room. 5.1 is just your left, center, and right, and then a pair of surround speakers.
Got it.
With 0.1 being a subwoofer.
Okay.
And behind you, that's the 8-inch subwoofer from JL Audio versus the dual 13.5s that you saw in the other room.
So with your company, do I have options as far as equipment and speakers and all that stuff?
Absolutely. We are partnered with a lot of different manufacturers, but the big deal with doing business with a company like ours or with an integration company that you trust is hiring them for their expertise to pick out the right products based on a budget for you.
Yeah.
There are lots of in-wall subwoofers made. There are lots of different TVs, speakers, fill in the blank. But the right integration company knows what works best for them on a regular basis. They know what they have the best success with, and they'll try to steer you towards the product that are best going to fit your budget.
Got it.
Coming in here is going to be the master bathroom. We got wiring in the wall here. There'll be a touch screen on the wall to control this entire space. You can actually control the entire home from here, but this will be mainly used for this space. We've got those small aperture speakers with another subwoofer in here because they're in their bathroom a lot. We've wired this front wall to have electric mirrors from Sierra going on this wall.
Nice.
So those are all those cool backlit mirrors.
And that will be connected to the system.
That'll be connected to the entire system as well.
Wow.
So you'll be able to dim everything, set moods and scenes. So if you want to take a bath and have all really nice lighting, You can do anything you want with it.
So for the Control 4, right? How many panels are you going to have around the house? Do you just normally have one?
This house will have 3 touchscreens. There will be one in the master bath here, one in the kitchen area, which is the main living area of the house, and then a third one out in the garage with the golf simulator that I'll show you in a bit.
That's dope. I can't wait to see that.
Bath area, we've got another TV going on the wall right here for the bath. So this is glass here, so if you're in the shower in the morning, you'll be able to turn this TV on and see right through and see the TV as well.
Oh, I can't wait to see this when it's done.
Yeah, me too. And back here we just got a closet that's going to have some lighting controls. That's part of the built-in cabinets or built-in closets that are back here. So one thing neat, you saw that how nice all the wires look in there, the stuff that you're going to see once the house is complete. What people don't see is how nice the wiring is.
Yeah, take a look at this, Rudy.
Is how nice the wiring is in the ceiling that no one ever sees.
So how do you know what wire is what at this point?
We color code all of the wires, all of the wiring that we do as a company.
Yeah.
So these are going to be, all these white cables here are going to be all your speaker wires throughout the house. These green wires are going to be camera locations. Blue is a network cable. These other white ones here are coax.
Yep.
These small double blue, these are fiber optic cables. This is glass inside of this casing going to all of the video locations. Helps with future proofing. It's a really high speed transmission cable.
Oh, nice.
We can trim these out anytime down the road and use these for a host of different things. And then these gray wires are shielded Cat 6. It's just a really high-end category copper wire that will block interference for video signals.
Oh, okay. So each one is probably labeled, right, at the end?
Every wire at the end is labeled for everything we do. Then we'll come in, lace it into the rack, cut everything to length, relabel it with actual printed labels, then terminate it into the piece of equipment.
Wow.
So as you continue down this way, this will be the owner's whole side of the house. This room is going to be their gym. Again, it has its own gym bathroom, closet, so forth and so on. Another pair of speakers in the ceiling with TV location on the wall here.
Okay.
We've even gone a little bit of a step further. So in this box are a bunch of the wires that come from the rack location to distribute video to this TV. And I mentioned future proofing with optical cables earlier, fiber optical cables. We don't know that that's going to be the standard for all the time or what the customer might want to upgrade in the future. So we put these pipes in
just in case
that go up into the ceiling that we cap so nothing gets into them. We're able then to go up into this attic in the future, easily drop wires down to all TV locations. Then we've got some more in the rack location to drop wires into.
I like that. Makes it a lot easier.
100%.
Also, I want to disclose as far as the owner. Guys, I'm going to have to confess, this is actually my house, guys. Just kidding.
As you can see, he's doing pretty good. This back here is an ensuite in the house. These are becoming more and more popular nowadays. So the ensuite has its own entrance into the home.
Okay.
There'll be a door here that's lockable from the main part of the home. So if you have guests come over, you can give them access. So when they type a code in at that front door location, if it's a code you've assigned just for a guest, it will only unlock this door, not the front door.
Oh, cool.
They're able to come in here into their own living space, which will be a living room. This is going to have another surround system in it for the guests. And then a bedroom, walk-in closet, bathroom, all of that. So your guests have their own living room over here. It's also countertops with a refrigerator and a sink and all that fun stuff.
Nice. All right, so now we got to go on the, what is this, the north side of the wing?
It is, yeah. The north wing of the home.
Yep. So these windows, they all have alarms too.
Every window, every opening window in the door in the house has is alarm triggered and has a sensor on contact on it. And then we'll also have glass breaks throughout the house. The way these alarm contacts work is you actually have to open a door or a window to break that contact to set off the alarm. So if someone were to just throw a brick through a window and climb through that broken window, it's not actually going to set off the alarm. The glass break sensors detect those loud noises, and that trips the alarm as well.
How do you know where to put that? Because obviously sound travels so far. I mean, how many of those are you going to be putting in this project here?
Sure. This room will have one. This little lounge room will have one. The office will have one. Each bedroom will have one. So everywhere in a room where there's glass that you can get into that room, we put a glass break.
So do you have to put a motion sensor too, or is that already built into the camera?
They'll have there's wiring in place for motion sensors, but they're not always usable based on the customers' size of their dogs,
Oh, okay.
how they use their home, things like that.
I thought some of them have the technology to determine if it's a 60-pound dog or 80-pound dog or.
They do.
Okay, they do. Okay.
They're just not always perfect and
Yeah.
false alarms.
Got it.
So the glass break sensors fix a lot of those problems.
Okay, that makes sense.
You want to go see the
Yep.
fun stuff?
I want to go see this golf simulator.
So this is a fun thing we got going on. So big garage. So this customer loves cars, so they'll be in their garage a lot. We've got a pair of speakers in each of the garages. These are fire-rated back cans, which are code for putting speakers in a garage. You need the burn box so fire doesn't get through
Now,
it.
is this garage also going to have air conditioning as well? And heat?
No.
No? Okay.
This main garage will not.
Okay.
This portion will end up having air
Look how
conditioning and
huge
heat.
this RV parking is.
So this is So this is an RV garage, but not everyone has an RV garage. They just have a need to have some cool space outside. So the plan for this room is there's going to be a ceiling built on this portion of the garage, about where that line of studs, the fire break, goes around the room. And there'll be a wall that goes up to that right here that's all glass to be able to see some display cars the customer has.
Nice.
And then this will be a lounge, golf simulator, cool man cave room.
Yes.
There's a Golden Tee machine going right here, that game you play at the bar, so we've got all wiring in place for that. We'll have that third touchscreen I mentioned earlier.
Yep.
Will be here on the wall to control everything in this room, and then a touchscreen for the golf simulator itself. This little spot on the floor is the hitting location, and then this big arc area is an 18-foot, 7-inch by 9-foot screen for the golf simulator that you're hitting into.
Can you imagine that, Rudy?
That's a theater.
Yeah.
This is going to be cool.
So we're going to be using an About Golf AG Curve simulator in this room. Really great simulator company. The only ones that build a curved screen room like this, which makes it more immersive. It wraps around you a bit while you're hitting balls into the screen.
Well, I couldn't even imagine. That's awesome.
And with the technology that we're putting into the home, we are also going to be able to use this as if you'd want to watch a movie on here, if you want to watch TV on here.
That's a good idea.
We're able to do picture-in-picture on the golf screen itself, so you can be hitting golf balls while you have a 55-inch image of whatever sporting event or anything else. You can watch the Masters up here while you're hitting balls at Augusta Country Club.
Oh my gosh. But originally this was all pre-plumbed for RV, correct?
Yeah, this is an option when you're building a home with them. This is considered an RV garage, so there is a dump and a water fill for your RV here as well.
Okay. Wow, this is cool.
So out here on the patio, during construction, we put in 4 speakers in this patio cover. Again, just distribute sound out here. This particular customer was holding off on doing a pool with the builder. They just ran out of budget with all the cool, pretty things they did inside the house. So this is going to be coming up. The most important thing to do is have that thought in mind when you're going through the building process to kind of understand what you might want to do in the future, so you can get wires in place for it. Do not make it an afterthought.
Yeah.
We plan for that by putting a lot of wiring accessible for the outside of the house. There is this equal amount of wiring on the opposite side of the house as well, because we're not certain yet where the pool equipment might go. Any kind of landscape lighting that we'll be tying into, outdoor water features, and then of course sound and speakers throughout all of landscaping in the backyard as well. This is very, very important. If you're building a home, you need to put wiring into it, and you need to consider what you might want to need, or even what you don't need in the future, you don't even know that you need, just put additional wiring in place so every option's available to you.
That's a great idea. Now, draw me a picture of exactly what could you actually do out here as far as with the low voltage. What are the options that you can do?
Sure. This will all tie into all of the pool equipment.
Okay. So you can
Eventually,
control the pool.
All of the pool, all of the features. So if you're at dinner, and you want to have the hot tub warm when you get home, you go on an app on your phone, turn on the pool equipment, hot tub's warm when you get home.
So you can control the lights too as well.
All of the landscape lighting will be tied to this system, and it'll all be based on an astronomical clock. So as the sun is starting to set, the lights come on no matter what time of year it is, and then they go off at a certain time, dim at certain times, but then full control outside of that. So if you just want to change the color of the landscape lighting, change the brightness of it, the color temperature of it, all of that is possible through the control system.
That is awesome.
So if we come around here to the other side of the house, like I was saying with that side, with the north side of the house, to come over here to the south side, we have the exact same amount of wiring on this side of the house, so that, again, we can do anything we want in the future with this backyard. Whatever the customer might have dreams of or figure out the new thing they want to do, we have the ability to do it. And all of those wires are located right over here in the same type of pipes we have on the opposite side of the house.
Wow.
And then this side we also have a pair of speakers in this patio as well, which is the master patio.
Wow, this thing is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's coming together really nicely.
Now, if somebody is in the process of designing their home through a builder, right? They already have their own companies or third-party companies that they use.
Sure.
But if they wanted to use you, how could they contact you, or how do they get involved as far as, you know, using your company?
Sure, we do a lot of consulting work for homeowners as well, because we're contracted with some builders throughout the valley, but there are a lot of builders in this valley. We're not contracted with all of them. A lot of them don't even offer a lot of low voltage services or low voltage options for the home. Customers can contact us through our website or telephone or through our Instagram, YouTube, any of those kind of things. And we could sit with them through the process, figure out what their dreams might be, and then guide them through the process of picking all their low voltage options for their home.
That's a good idea. So if you guys want a free consultation, right? Before you build your home, get with them and they'll kind of guide you and walk you through the process of as far as pre-wiring. So I think that's a great idea.
Everything we do, we come from a place of education.
Yeah.
We don't, if we just help people and they don't ever do business with us, but they learn something by doing business with us or talking with us, it makes us very, very happy.
So you mentioned social media accounts. What social media platforms are you on?
Right now, Instagram. We have a small YouTube page that we're trying to get up to the Chakits type of a level.
I don't know about that.
We have Facebook, and then of course LinkedIn and Twitter.
Got it. So guys, also if you guys want to see exactly how all this technology works, we actually did a collaboration, I want to say probably about 6 months ago, right?
I think so, yeah.
On one of your properties. And that home pretty much has everything. So I'm going to have a link in the description below so that way you can see what it physically looks like. Also, the other thing is that if you guys want us to come back and film this home once it's complete, let us know in the comments below, and hopefully you'll let us come back.
Absolutely. It'll be fun to show you the next bits of process when we're actually putting some of the speakers in and trimming out the holes, and then when you get the full rack of equipment to fire this house up.
Nice. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Thanks, Chakits.